This is a little quick, a little quick vlog, if you will, because so we're only releasing the second half of the Pete Price episode today because when we had Pete in the studio the other week, we got halfway through recording, we got 50 minutes in, and then we realised we've not turned the mics on. So when we realised we hadn't turned the mics on, we turned them on, and that's the part you're going to see. What we are going to do to get the rest of the content to you, we're not going to release it with shit audio purely because it's not worth us doing, and we don't want to be putting content out that we're not happy with, that we wouldn't want to sit and watch ourselves, so we're not going to make you sit and watch it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Pete back in the studio, hopefully very, very soon. We're going to sit down, we're going to re-record the episodes. So you're essentially going to get part 1 and part 2 of the Pete Price episode. It's just going to be a few weeks apart. So this is part 1. Enjoy. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Love you. Hello, people less stylish than ourselves.
Of course.
Not hard.
If you're wondering, love the hoodies or the t-shirts or the other garments, and you're wondering...
that are hidden.
and you're wondering, well, where can I buy them? Bobby, where can they buy them?
Oh, I'll tell you. You can buy them at whatshappeninccomedy.com/merch.
Whoa!
Ah! Please go on the website.
Just to let you know, whoa, isn't on the URL.
It's not on the web address.
Just so you know.
It could be.
Because imagine trying to type that in because you don't know how many O's or A's or H's are in the wow! Just letting you know.
Okay, for all the confusion, it's whatshappeninccomedy.com/merch. Please get over there, support us, look like us, be sexy and stylish like us.
Walk around in Fruit of the Loom gear. It's fantastic.
Nah. It's not Fruit of the Loom, but you won't know that unless you buy it. So get over there, whatshappeninccomedy.com/merch. Motherfuckers.
It's not Fruit of the Loom. I've done gigs where the microphone hasn't even worked and I've had to shout to the back of a comedy club, but absolutely fine.
I did one in the northeast and walked on stage and they went, "Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Price," and I went, "Where's the mic?" They went, "Have you not got your own mic?" No, I haven't. I'm standing here like a prat.
I done a gig in Birmingham, right, and it was in this boozer, and it was in the middle of lockdown, so we went in. Fucking closed doors, blinds down, and everything. It was like fucking hush kind of thing because it was when lockdown kicked off. And we went in. I was like, "Where's the stage?" And the barman was like, "Oh no, you're standing behind the bar." And I had to use a beer pump as your microphone. You spoke, and he was serving cans of bitter and fucking Bombay Bad Boy pot noodles. That's all he served all night. And I was like, "What am I doing?" It was like my 5th gig ever in comedy. I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Like all the way down here.
Right,
Ready?
we're gonna jump back in. So see you there.
Are you ready for this one?
Ready.
I went into...
I'm fixing your mic before it weren't even on. I'm going,
but you see my face on camera. I went to a club in South Wales. I can never remember the names because I wiped them out when I left. And I walked in, there was no stage. And I went, "Where's the stage?" And I can't do accents, but I always go into a Welsh accent because my family from Wales. I don't know why, but I always use Welsh accent. So I said, "Where's the stage?" And they went, "We haven't got stage." I said, "Well, what do we do?" He said, "Nothing. Well, you'll see." And they put a board over the snooker table. And you worked on the snooker table. And I laughed. He went, "Why are you laughing? We've had the drifters on there." Well, I just absolutely lost it. Completely and utterly on that. And if you're crap, they get you off early so they can play snooker again. And then, funny enough, that club, there was a queue. Oh, you've never seen queues like it. And I went, "Oh my God, they don't even know who I am. For the queues to see me." Max Boyce was in a theatre around the corner. Queuing for him.
One thing I wanted to touch on as well while we're here, because obviously a lot of people in Liverpool, especially people who were between say 20 to probably like 35, they probably know you mostly from the talk show. Yeah, from the phone in. When you used to do the phone in, I'd imagine anyway, because I remember when I was a kid, my mum and dad will testify this. I used to listen to it religiously. I used to love it. I didn't even understand half the things you were talking about. I was like 10, but I used to fucking love it. And you used to try and speak about quite a few, like, sometimes quite pressing matters, quite like serious issues. And every now and again, you'd get the odd person ringing up, trying to take the piss, trying to do a prank call. What, like, was that ever something that at first you were willing to laugh along with, or was that always something? Because I know there was a lot of times even on here that you got quite angry about it, and in some cases, right.
Was that true anger, or was that you playing up to the facade?
totally played up.
Really?
Yeah, you did a good job.
Never once was I angry.
Really?
Never once. And here,
can see the
here's
smile on the side of his face then.
Here's the classic one. Shut up or I'm going for a walk. And all I did there was sit there and a cup of tea and put a piece of music on. And everyone...
Right,
Just imagine you outside Radio City smoking a biff to few.
I heard a story, and I told the lads before, and I don't know if it's true or if it's one of them fucking stupid ones, right? But I heard a story that you drive or you used to drive a smart car, right? And that like 4 or 5 fellas lifted it up and moved it down the road.
I'll tell you the story.
Go on.
I still drive a smart car.
Nice.
I seen you going past
I have
Queen
two
Square.
cars. I have a smart car and I've got a big car, but I use a smart car all the time. So I was working the Rubber Soul, and I did karaoke on a Friday night at tea time. And at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, there were 600 people in there. I loved working there.
Yeah.
I loved it. And the windows used to open, and it was when it was the place.
Yeah.
It was the place. And my smart car had my name all over it, Pete Price all over it, and fish, because Waterworld sponsored it, so it was covered in fish, whatever. Anyway, the police came up on the horse, and all the coppers know me, and I've got a great relationship with all the police forces, and I have done over the years, because they used to come to Shakespeare, and, you know, I think they get bad press. That's another story. Anyway, my car was parked outside, so there's 2 police horses, and they went, hey, and it's a long room, so I'm down there. I went, hey, get this, move now. And I said to the audience, do me a favour, after the count of 3, shout fuck off. And after the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, 600 people went fuck off. So that was that. So we're having a ball, and they're waiting over there for it to move it. Next minute, these 5 scallies come down. Hey, people, says your car. Next minute, they pick it up and run down Matthew Street, carrying my smartphone. And I said to the police car, that's my car. And he went, fuck off. And we dropped to the bottom and ran off. It is a true story. It was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. One of my favourite stories from a radio show, there's a million of them, because the crank calls and the pranks evolved.
Yeah.
It was a serious phone-in with a lot of music.
Yeah.
So it developed, it found its foot. I mean, when I listen back and you look on YouTube, I don't know how I got away with it, because now you couldn't.
Yeah.
Being serious for a minute, when Black Lives Matter started,
Yeah.
that's when I gave up the phone in, because that's when I realised you can't open your mouth. And I'm not offensive, but 4 hours, 5 nights a week, I couldn't do it. That's another story.
You'd end up saying something that'd offend somebody
Whatever.
somewhere.
Here, I'll give you a damn good example. I did a television show and I put this on social media, and I got something like 750,000 people commenting or whatever. And all it was, I worked with this young lady, and it's 5 a.m. We're doing papers and paper review for a television show, whatever. We're doing it. And I just said to her at the end, oh, thank you so much, lovely young lady. That was absolutely brilliant. She said, how patronising. I'm neither young nor a lady. How dare you? And she meant it.
I'm an old man.
And it just, I went, what am I supposed to say? Anything but think before you open your mouth.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, old man.
I just worked with her.
Nice on your fossil there.
I just worked with her
Yeah.
and was saying thank you.
Yeah, no.
I was doing nothing.
Some people take it too-
Some
No,
people
it's too
like to be
far.
bothered by things.
Yeah.
These days, woke is out of control.
Yeah,
Out
100%
of
Pete.
95% of people on this planet don't go out and give offence. It's the people who take offence to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, but we could talk about that all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I all the prank calls, all the good calls. I mean, I broke some unbelievable stories. I broke Michael Jackson when he passed away. We were the first people, me and Jay Hind, who owns The Guide.
Well, you
we
you
were
broke
the
him in.
first-
There's his arsehole.
we were the first people to break the story that he died. I got Sharon Osbourne on. I got Uri Geller. I got before.
Did you have
Sky-
Sharon Osbourne on Radio City?
Yeah.
Fuck
I had
off.
Paul McCartney on.
Oh, Paul
fucking
McCartney.
hell, Very cool. Very
Yuri
cool.
Geller's the favourite there, though. Ben
But I broke the story before Sky. Nobody knew. It happened while we were on. I got involved and broke the story about James Bulger. That's another
Yeah,
story.
terrible
again.
story,
yeah.
That changed my life forever.
I can imagine.
Forever.
Terrible story.
And then there was the boy, Michael, which was one of the biggest stories. Michael was 12, sounded like he was 9 or 10. He'd been on before. He was quite a young speaking boy. And he was always unhappy and troubled. But this particular night he came on to inform me he was going to kill himself. And I am in the position then, what do I do? If I put the phone down and he kills himself, my career's finished.
Yeah.
And I'll never live with myself.
Yeah.
What do I do? And I made the decision. Yes, I had producers, but it was my show. Yeah. I made the decision. And long story short, I said to him, if I come and get you, will you not kill yourself? He was going to hang himself. And I said, will you not kill yourself? He said, you wouldn't come and get me. I said, I'll walk out the show. I'll walk out the show right now.
And is this someone who called up a few times? Sorry, so you already know.
Okay.
But this particular time he was...
Because I was going to say, did you not ever think it would have been a prank call?
No,
but if he's
you've got to make a decision on the spot
but
there.
even if it was a prank call,
Yeah.
I could not put the phone down in case it wasn't.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So anyway, Liverpool is not a city, it's a village.
Yeah.
The taxi drivers were helping me. We were speaking. The police were speaking. Because I didn't know I was going to be set up by a young lad. I don't know I was going to get beaten. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I had to make that call. Anyway, it was near Everton. And I went to see him. There's taxis in place. The police were hidden. And I saved his life, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And the next day, I took him to the hospital. The next day, every newspaper in the world carried the story.
Oh, really?
Last night, a DJ saved my life.
Oh, yeah,
Which
yeah. Very fitting.
But he'd been raped by his father
Fucking
in front of his mother. He was they were drug addicts, and he's had a terrible life. And I kept in touch with him, but I saved his life. Having said that, only in Liverpool, there's always a humorous side to it.
Yeah.
So he is in my car,
and
the police ring to see if I'm all right. So I picked my phone up, and he went, it's illegal to use your phone while you're driving. I went, just saved your life, you little bastard.
Just open the door like, that's right, then, you little dickhead. It's not bad.
It was weird. But I have a gag that I use in my act, and it's now a story, but it was a story from I did the first ever Dateline in this country on radio. And we had genuinely 10 weddings. Genuinely.
Really?
Genuinely 10 weddings. I went to them.
You best have got an invitation to
I know,
all
yeah.
10.
It was called, oh God, what was it? Evening Encounters.
all right.
And and I went to every wedding. And what I did at every wedding, they didn't know I was going, but I knew it was on. I would just walk down the aisle or whatever it was, give them a bottle of champagne, 2 glasses, and then walk out.
Little cameo appearance.
Cool.
Lovely.
Yeah, that was just a nice way of doing it. It was stopped, nothing to do with us. Other radio stations started doing it, and one in London had done one, and some girl was gang raped through it. So we all had to stop doing
Very
it.
different
This
outcome.
was years, yeah, it was years ago.
Fucking hell.
It was years ago. So it was, it was a different world.
Another little word from one of the sponsors. Dan, who's the sponsor?
I'm glad you asked, Bob, because Gary was over there looking awfully confused.
I was very confused.
Yeah, well, Gary, you'll be glad to know the sponsor. It's on your t-shirt, sir.
Fucking hell, it is as well.
Technicals.
Technicals.
And if you're sitting there wondering over technicals, what are technicals? What do technicals do? See this t-shirt? They do this.
Wow.
Technicals are a sports and activewear brand that put a heavy focus on keeping their attire stylish, keeping it contemporary. So if you live an active lifestyle, but you don't want to dress like a geography teacher, head over to technicalsbrand.com and use code.
Happening 20.
I'm glad you remembered.
Now,
'cause
of course, you can buy the stuff in JD, but please don't do that. Please go onto the website. Help us out. Help you out. Get 20% off. Happening 20. Technicalsbrand.com. Boom.
Love ya.
A gay guy came on.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happened. So it's a gag, but it actually happened. So he came on, and I say Liverpool's a village. So I went, you all right? And he went, yeah. How are you? So straight away, he's on my bus.
Yeah.
So we've established we're on the same bus. So what's wrong? He said, I'm very lonely. I said, I get, lonely. And, how do you meet someone and you've got all these fabulous... Yeah, don't get upset. I'm upset. And he was really upset. I'm talking away. So then I said to him, have you got any hobbies? He went, Gnomes. I went, what? He said, Click Garden Gnomes. They're my friends. What?
That's why he's lonely.
He said, we've got 40. What? We've got 40 gnomes. I know all the names. Well, I'm pulling the mic down because you can't laugh on air.
Yeah.
Because he's a big step for him to come on. 40 gnomes, he knows the names. And we take him in at night and kiss to get wet because you know they're my friends. Well, I am losing it off the mic. I am hysterical. I said, listen, forget the gnomes. Hey, love me, love my gnomes. Shut up, gnomes. So I said,
Start speaking to
tell
them.
me what you look like. He said, I'm 5 foot. I said, please tell me I haven't got a red hat and a fish. Which he slammed the phone down. 10 minutes later, a woman from Kirby rang up. She went, Pricey, I heard that fella before. Do you reckon he was homosexual? And I use that as a gag, but it's a true story.
So, do you know the very now famous lizard shout? Where did that come from? Did that come from the call-in shows?
Yeah.
So I still don't know where that
I'll
originated
tell you
from.
exactly how it happened.
Come on.
Well, first of all,
Imagine he meant that's where it come from. And just
First
morphed
of all,
into a lizard on the couch.
there was it started building up and building up, and it was getting really weird the way everything was happening. We first of all had the poster at the Liverpool game in Turkey, in Istanbul. That famous game.
Does it date back that far, 2005?
What?
The whole lizard thing?
No.
Oh,
It started with
I
a different
apologise.
Do you not know about the poster?
I don't think it
Yeah, no, go on.
Oh my word!
Go on.
Yes. It's the worst. In fact, you can say the word because I'm not going to say it on camera because I get into trouble. Hence, Aintree Racecourse. But that's another story.
I was
I'll
going to
get onto
ask you
that.
about that. Yeah, but go on, yeah.
So, I don't go to the game because I'm working. It's a big game. If you remember, it's a hell of a game of football.
Champions League final.
I get a
At the
phone
Turk
call.
Stadium.
Phone call from New York. Have you got the telly on? Watching the game? I went, no, I don't want to jinx it. Put the telly on. I went, no. Put the telly on. Phone call from Paris. Mate of mine working in Paris. Pricey, have you seen what's on the telly? I went, no. Look on the telly. You've never seen that. And I'm getting phone calls. So I didn't want to put the telly on. I put the telly on. There is the commentator with a microphone and a poster the size of a double bed sheet, and you can put this in. Put this in and show you.
Put it on
and
the
on
screen.
it says, Pete Price is a
Lizard.
no.
Oh, you not
No.
Is it?
Do you not know the poster?
I don't know it.
Oh, sorry, I thought you knew.
Oh, no. I thought it was just a comedy. Oh, I feel like a dickhead.
Lizard.
It's the C word.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do it again.
So
Do it again. Do it
so
again.
Pete Price is
a cunt.
on world television on a bed sheet.
On the Champions
held
League
up by
final.
a couple of guys
Full of shit
from
stains.
Hayton. Right? Now, they can't move the guy. So they're only on one camera, so they move him. And they're moving the poster behind. So the word is up for about 10 minutes. Well, the press went ballistic. Everybody went ballistic. It was on every... I mean, you'll see if you put it in to Google or anything, it just comes up straight away.
The best 50 quid you'd ever spent was getting that printed, weren't it?
We found the guys. The guys have actually wrote a book on posters each year. They had a poster.
Yeah.
Each year. And sadly, one of them died. I think it was cancer, but he died. Anyway, had him in my show. We had to edit it. But I said, why me, lads? Oh, yeah, Pricey, you know. So we're in Hayton in the pub, you know, doing the banner. And we said, who's the biggest
Cunt.
in Liverpool? And everyone said you. So we did it. Next year, right?
Yeah.
The poster. Pete Price is still.
A cunt.
So we had 2 years out of it. Now,
2 years out of it.
I embraced it
Yeah.
because Bo Selector destroyed Craig Davis's career
Yeah.
because he never embraced the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
I do not like that word. And although I use it, as we know, from Aintree, but I do not like that word. Thank God my mother wasn't alive to see it. But it went worldwide.
Yeah.
So I embraced
You've got
it.
to lean into that.
Yeah.
So you've got to embrace. So that was the start.
Yeah.
From there, we had Taste Like Chicken. Where that came from, I don't know.
So I will tell you where it came from, because I seen a video the other day, right? It was a video, and it was someone pretending to be an old woman speaking to you about her living in West Kirby, and you're like, oh, I live in West Kirby, blah, blah. And then she was saying, oh, these old youths, they come round the road and they were putting, I think she said fireworks through my letterbox or something. And she went, and as the smoke was coming through, I just thought, tastes like chicken.
Yeah. But
that's still on YouTube. That,
yeah, but everyone was. But what they didn't understand was that Jonathan and my producers at the time, Jay and Over, we had a thing in Google that gave us an alert. We knew when somebody was on a campaign, because students eventually all over the world used to ring in.
Yeah.
So we knew they were going to try and get on and say tastes like chicken. Now I'll tell you how it works for me. This is now I'm now telling you the other side of the story. The button's still going, isn't it? We are recording.
Well, yeah,
okay.
Just thought I'd ask. Anyway, so picture this. A guy comes on, and it's an incredible call.
Yeah.
And he rang in from France. It was genuine French. And he came on, and he said he'd lost his mother, and she gave him away, and she was in Liverpool, and she was talking, and he was telling the story how he'd like to find his mother, whatever. But I sensed the way he was talking, because I know people, like you two will learn more and more about audiences as you get older. So I've got a lot of knowledge, not always right, but, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a prank call. He was brilliant. And it was coming to taste like chicken. So what I did, because I was in an 8-second delay, so he said, and I want to say, and I said, you can't mention names. I want to say, and then he went, taste like chicken. So I cut him off and I went, what are you doing? We've lost him. So that never went out. Get him back. I need to know. We've got to find his mother. Blah, blah, blah. And he's ringing back saying, I never fucking said that. I never said. And of course, we didn't put him back on there. So everyone said, what a fabulous call last night. So I played their game.
Yeah.
So that went on. Taste like chicken. So it went on. And they were finding different things.
Yeah.
Now we get to Lizard. It was a young lad who came on the phone in and said, why won't you have David Icke on your calls?
Right.
Now, I'll tell you David Icke.
It was a bit of a,
David Icke was a very famous, very good-looking sports commentator at the height of his career on telly. Yeah. He was unreal. He went on Terry Wogan's evening show, which was on telly, and said, I am now the son of God. And it's a story.
Feel
and a
like
half.
I've heard
He's
of it.
now
It's David
one of
Icke
the
who broke the
biggest,
conspiracy
but he
theory.
meant it. He meant it.
Yeah.
But he is one of the biggest conspiracy theorists in the world now, and he can fill Wembley at 50 quid a ticket, whatever. But he believed, and he believed it in those days, and I'm sure he still believes it now.
The Queen
he
was a
believed that the Queen and the Rothschilds, who are supposed to be the bankers, are shape-shifting lizards.
Yeah.
So that's that. So this boy came on and said, why won't you have David Icke on your show? And I said, he won't come on my show. We're mates, but he won't come on because blah, blah, blah. And he said, you won't have him on because you're a shape-shifting lizard. That was it.
And that's where it started.
And that's where it comes
Now,
from.
so you laughed at that. I didn't think in the slices. What's that?
That it ever take off.
Yeah.
No. What's funny about you're a shape-shifting lizard? That's it. His brother thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. Apparently his brother went hysterical. And his brother was a WW wrestling fanatic.
Oh, right. Okay.
And was on the way to America.
Yeah.
And got the famous yellow poster.
I've seen it.
And had Hulk Hogan hold a poster, P. Price is a lizard. Which got 3 million hits.
Your whole career's just on posters.
3 million hits. Paul McCartney, who I know not well, he decided to do a poster, P. Price a lizard. My friends in Singapore did it. And from there on, and now on the 14th of August, 14th of August, at Fact, the documentary, The Lizard of Liverpool, is having its premiere.
Oh, yeah, I
really?
see
Yes.
Yeah. I see
So
this.
from that one call to that is and in between,
crazy.
I then bought a lizard outfit, which I was going to wear tonight, but it's too warm. I embraced it. And PR companies could never have written that in a trillion years.
100%.
The best things happen by accident sometimes.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is that I've worked for 50 years in the industry. I've made a couple of albums. I've
You've
had
worked
TV
very
shows. I've
hard.
done everything in my life. I'm only going to remember as a fucking lizard.
Well, do you know what, Pete? Hopefully some of the stories we've been through tonight can open people's eyes to much more than just reptiles.
One thing I want to touch on, like you said before, because I've seen the video, and personally, I thought it was disgusting. Like, I understand where people will do the joke and, oh, you're a lizard and whatever, and there's certain aspects of it are funny, but there's always them people who love to take it
Too far.
Yeah.
And I think, and like you were saying before, like, you're a 77-year-old man now, like, you don't need that bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because it'd be nice to talk about what really happened.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course.
Because
like,
one of the videos that's going around now is me using the C word 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's the video.
Yeah.
You're a. That's it.
That's not what
Let's
happened.
talk
Yeah.
about what actually happened.
Come on, yeah.
I'd been working at Aintree for 3 days for the guide,
Yeah.
and we owned it. We showed Liverpool in a phenomenal light. We had a brilliant time. Me, Gemma, and Jay, we just owned it. It was brilliant. It was the last day. We'd had the best time, and we went for a private drink at the end of the day. It was about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Jay, me, and Gemma sat, and we sat in one of the enclosures where it's tickets only.
Yeah.
So these people, I don't know how they actually got in because they shouldn't have been in there. That was the start. Everything was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then I went to the bar. It was my round. I went to the bar to buy a load of drinks, some champagne, and these 2 women, said to me, well, if it isn't the princess, the queer, the queen, you bender.
Fuck off.
Oh, none of this went out. No, none of this went out.
Very colourful way
They
of
were
putting it.
setting. They were setting it up for these lads who were videoing. So they didn't know them, but they said, let's get pricey. So this is what you didn't see was that, the abuse I got. And I'll take so much, but I won't take it from these women.
Yeah.
And they weren't funny. I know when people are being funny and when people are being vile. And they were vile.
Yeah.
They were vile.
Yeah.
And then these lads were videoing it.
Know what
And
they're
she's
doing,
going, get him on. And all this has been cut out.
Yeah.
All this has been edited.
Yeah.
This is what makes me angry about what goes on.
Yeah.
When he went outside, he wouldn't stop following me. He would not stop
seen
following
that.
me.
Not on the-
I did
you
see
see
And
that, though, yeah.
outside, one guy was going to kill him and made him wipe the phone. But of course, it went in the cloud.
Yeah.
So it's there forever.
Yeah.
There was absolute pandemonium outside.
Yeah.
And I was incredibly angry. So then
Rightly
I put
so,
that
though. Yeah.
statement. I put that statement up, which was written for me by a couple of my friends with me. And we wrote a statement saying, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I got 1.3 million people saying how disgusted and how angry they were.
agree.
I used to,
100%.
like don't get me wrong, like I used to laugh at some of the prank calls and even some of the stuff
I
to do with the
love
lizard.
pranks.
It's funny. It's funny, but like
I love pranks.
when you're out with your mates, you're having a drink, you've had a busy few days, you're working. Like you shouldn't have to then go and put up with that. If somebody
Bullshit,
comes
yeah.
over and wants to have a laugh at a joke,
Anybody
sad.
wants a photograph with me, stop me in the street.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll have a photograph with anyone. When I met you all at Gaucho, I love meeting you all. It was great. I won't. So don't be like, if you want a photo, and then you'll get that, by the way, changing the subject a second. You'll get that when you say, do you want a photo? I don't want a photo with you. Who do you think you are? When you're just trying to, I never taken
Yeah,
What's all
okay,
that
yeah. I'm with you.
about?
Yeah.
It's just their little 2 minutes of fame. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
all
But
it
I
is.
was really upset by that video. That
Yeah, I'm
actually
surprised, yeah.
genuinely
But that's
I
upset
the
me.
thought it was disgusting when I
But that's
watched
the
it. I
thing
really
what
did.
people forget. You're a human at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Well, you're a lizard,
exactly.
but you're a human at the end of the day.
Well, yeah.
Like,
There
so,
was only one funny thing that came out of it.
what was it?
Which was hysterical. So you saw me struggling with the glasses. So I've got glasses, I've got bottles, I'm struggling, I've got abuse from these boys, abuse from these girls, and Stan Boardman rang up and said, Tracy, I've just seen that video. I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting. How dare they not give you a tray? Thanks, Stan. Very funny, that.
That's cool. That's
But so probably the last thing, we'll touch on this last thing and then we'll call it. Your documentary.
Yeah.
How did that come
I haven't
across?
seen it yet, by the way.
Have you
You
not
haven't
seen
seen
it?
it?
Oh,
I'm going to the premiere. What? I don't. And everyone says you've got to see it first. I said, know.
When
So
it's the 14th, where's the premiere?
It's fact.
Fact, love
Nice,
Fact, great.
nice.
So who's directed it? Who's
Some
done-
guys, the main guy is a guy called Jacob, and he's got some mates. And it started 3 years ago. It started before the pandemic.
Oh, really?
And they've been, and he's a nice guy. He's very awful, pushy, Jacob, asking too much all the time. He's got a great team with him. I honestly have never seen it. The poster's fabulous.
Yeah.
There's a couple of clips on social media which are brilliant.
Yeah.
And I've not seen it.
Is
so
there still tickets going for it on the 14th, or is that like a private
we just
showing?
no, it was on sale because they're getting the money. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, they've worked their socks off on it. There was a first showing which sold out in seconds. There's a next showing which is nearly sold out, and I'm going to go to both showings.
Yeah.
So I can be there for the
Meet
audience.
and greet.
which is
Oh,
always
nice.
We should
nice.
try and
For the
go. We
lads.
should definitely go.
Yeah,
Try
we'll
and get
go.
tickets.
Yous
and go
can,
down.
I'm going to Spain on the 14th.
Oh
so
yeah,
I'll be
all
there,
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'll be
But
there.
hopefully, Fact might run it if it's successful.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might
Fingers
run it.
crossed, yeah.
That'd be,
So, but
that'd be good,
it's
though.
interesting. It's been an interesting journey with the whole
yeah.
thing. But I get recognised in London now for it. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's
and I
boss.
lecture at universities because I love talking about show business.
Yeah.
Because if I can give something back,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I go in. I went one recently, and I went 600. And I said, "Hi, everybody. It's really nice to be here. And it's going to be questions and answers. Let's stop. Let's start again. I'm not a lizard, and 600 people piss themselves. Because their faces, you can see it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see on their faces.
It's crazy how how
It's
much it blew up.
If you walk through town with me now,
Yeah, I can
I
only
get
imagine.
absolutely mobbed over it.
My,
you know.
my favourite picture to see with the whole lizard thing, someone had done it like King Kong at the end on the Empire State Building. It was your face on a lizard hanging off Radio City. It was brilliant, you know. And it was one
And
of my
do
best
do
pieces.
you know if people are nice to me? You know, like they come up and say, "Can I have a photo?"
Yeah.
And they're nice.
Yeah.
I said, "No, put your video on. Just count me in 3, 2, 1." I go, "Do you know, nice to see you, John." Blah, blah, I'm not a lizard, and they love it.
Yeah.
It's good that you
yeah.
can lean into it, though.
That's what you need to do. You need
And
lean into it
keeps
100%.
alive.
Yeah,
It keeps it alive.
it does. And I think that's something that'll never die.
Ever.
Even though you're saying it, oh, the only thing I'll be remembered for.
No, I say that jokingly.
Yeah, but at least you got. At least you know you're going to be remembered, even though
Yeah.
for being a lizard.
It'd be nice too. It's been an interesting career.
Yeah.
You're gonna
And I couldn't have done it without Liverpool people.
Yeah, no.
Any show I've ever done.
gonna
Yeah.
turn it a bit now. Do you want to get buried or cremated?
Cremated.
Do you? I was gonna say, would you get it on your headstone, fucking lizard?
Yeah. No, definitely cremated. Definitely. And a big service. A big service.
You're that
Big
big.
service.
I'm worried that not everyone's going to be there.
I'll come and do a 15-minute set of some jokes at the service. I'll
put you on the list.
Yeah,
They're queuing up to make sure I'm dead.
Right, so
Pete-
we calling it.
I'm going to call it there.
Thank
Been
you
a
very
pleasure.
much.
I'm going to finish off with one story.
Go on,
You know
then.
what?
Go on.
Please
I'll finish
do.
off-
Go on.
One of my closest friends is Claire Sweeney.
Yes.
And she's in Coronation Street now, and she's absolutely brilliant, and she's nailing it, and I love her dearly, and we've been friends from when she was a little girl. I, as a gay man, would love to have had children. Not now, I'm too old, but I'd love to have had children when I was younger because I'm adopted.
Yeah.
So I would like to give life.
Yeah. Give back. Yeah.
So I said to Claire, Claire's got a beautiful little boy called Jackson. He's the most beautiful little boy, and she's had her child. But at this particular point in life, she wasn't. She was in her 40s, early 40s, and I was worried because she desperately wanted a child.
Yeah.
And because we're so close, I had an idea. Long story short, and I went to solicitors, I went to my doctor, I went to everybody. I went to my lawyer, the lot, everything. I took her out for dinner, and it was a few years ago now. And it was the Manor, which was a beautiful restaurant, which is again, but it was closed for a long time. She said, "What's this about?" I said, "Well, talk to you." So she's loud, I'm loud, looking $1 million, and I'm there with
As
her.
you always are.
So we're sitting there, and as we're talking, everyone's listening to the conversation because it's Claire Sweeney and Pete Price. And we're getting louder. She said, "What's it about?" And I ordered champagne and we drink. I said, "You know that your body clock's running away with itself. And, you know, it really upsets me because I know you desperately want a child." And she started getting upset. And I said, "And you know that I've always wanted children. And as a gay man, it's too late for me now. So And she's really getting upset. And every knife and fork's gone down. The whole restaurant is hanging on every word. And we're talking away. And I said, I would like to father a child with you. And it would be your child. And I'll set up a fund. I will protect him. I will look after him or her. I will be, and the tears are streaming down her face. And I just want to be the father of your child. So, and I'll be as involved or as not involved. And everyone's upset. And Claire is crying her eyes out. And she grabs my hand and she went to me, Peter, that's the most unbelievable thing I've ever heard in my life. But honestly, would you wish that nose on a baby? She saved me an awful lot of money.
Well, Pete, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, it really
Thank you so much.
It was worth it just to get hold of your hand.
Danny's not
Everyone,
watching it.
thanks as always for watching. We hope you had a good time. Again, Pete, apologies for the technical issues, but we worked through them.
It's perfect.
It's absolutely
I
perfect.
played it back. It was brilliant.
Yeah, there you go.
We were
there you go.
excited.
There you go. Look, thank you so much for watching. See you again next week. Lots of love. Ta-da.
Ta-da.